Hey, it's the Raw Wrap Up. Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter, WrestlingMayhemShow.com. It's the first wrestling podcast of the week of many. And one of the guys that's on many of those, including the Midweek War, is Mad Mike up in Poughkeepsie, New York.
That'd be me, Sorg.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, it was a really interesting Raw, and I had a big break in the middle. I had a client had to come in about 9 o'clock or so you might have to fill in the gaps for me here, Mike. But generally, from what I saw of it, like off the top, I thought it was a really interesting Raw, a big Cass-centric-ish Raw, which was a really interesting out of nowhere thing, I thought.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Jericho's debut.
I had the same thought because their interaction felt very like Jericho Rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whereas Cass has kind of been around for about a month and a half now, but still he's kind of re-debuted as of a week ago.
Well, this is kind of his first segment as a singles guy,
right?
Until it gets better. Yeah, I mean,
well, first major one. He's of course been involved between SmackDown and Raw last week and done great stuff there. Obviously, very impressed. He's probably got a little bit of the Vince McMahon rub because he is 7 feet tall. So
I've heard that you can't teach that.
I heard you can't teach that, and
I mean that's just a problem with our school system.
And Vince also, yeah, exactly. No tall guy left behind, I guess. But anyways, no, really good. I'm not even sad that there wasn't an actual match for the main event. Although very awkward, I thought.
I'm a little sad that there wasn't an actual match.
I am, but I liked that it was. It added a little bit to the Jericho Ambrose feud that has been missing.
But you could have done it a different way too.
There's always a different one.
Yeah, I mean, like you could have had, Jericho hand the jacket off to someone, have them wrestle a little bit, and then the pyro goes off again, and Ambrose is standing with the jacket.
I think it was interesting doing it this way. I don't know. Maybe they're not big on Cass maybe having that big main event match ish. But he was still well featured. So yeah, they're giving him a lot as far as that goes. So
yeah, I'm glad they didn't do the thing they normally do with something like this, where the other guy who was supposed to have a match just disappears.
Yeah, he was still a factor. Although you can't really hide a 7 foot. If you're 7 foot tall, you can't hide that.
Yeah, I think you can. I think the Big Show has had to hide several times.
Okay, well, Kane did a poor job of hiding himself during the Pittsburgh Royal Rumble a few years back. So there's that. Other than that, I think we had some good stuff. I'm glad to see the Dudleys are still around, still being significant, if not being on top of the card with a New Day and the Vaudevillians.
I think I know what you missed. I think I know what you missed.
What?
Did you see the other debut?
We'll get to that. I want to talk about the tag team.
Because I was so excited about that.
Talk about something that I think that has not transferred well from NXT. The Vaudevillains. Listen, the part of the charm of the Vaudevillains was a lot of their promos were done in the old style, not simply throwing a black and white filter on their promo. So I think somebody is missing in the creativity that makes them endearing.
I know, but I still like, anytime you get a promo in a box, I'm gonna be okay with that.
Sure, but just give me a little film grain, maybe a little bit of that frame issue sputter,
It might not have looked good on the picture-in-picture box.
This is me or on my iPad Apple TV stream from their app, maybe. I don't know. But no, but being a kind of a video stickler and, the kind of filters I work with on Sawtooth, but like it's a little bit of like, there's just one more like setting on Premiere you could have turned on there. You know what I mean? I mean, this little bit could have gone a long way.
Just a little sepia tone. That's all
it's
we need.
Just a little sepia tone. Yeah, exactly.
Du son of sepia.
That was... But again, this is me being a video stickler myself. That is my profession. So there's that.
The content is there, though.
Yes,
the content is there. The presentation needs a little fixing up, but the content is there.
Yeah, and that's where I think a lot of, and this is a longer conversation that's maybe not about Raw, but the difference between a Raw and an NXT is the NXT people were being new and creative, and were maybe the students, coming up with these ideas versus
they're also being graded.
Right, exactly. Versus the Raw people that are the people that have been there for a while and maybe don't have that little bit of oomph, to get that going. I mean, I know in my profession, I like having new people around to get different ideas, so my stuff doesn't just stay as is. We have a lot of.
There's also a lot quicker turnaround with Raw. They might have filmed that maybe an hour before the show.
Yeah, I guess so, but still, I don't know. Hey, they used to do a lot more for Raw, as far as on locations and everything, and production. So I don't know. And maybe there is something where you go vignette on them for a little bit. I don't know. It's one of those things that's interesting to see that transition to the main roster. But anyways, the other so like I said, I had to go take care of a client down in the studio for a little bit. But I did bring up USA on my phone and watched a little bit of it, just had it up in the background, just as a studio monitor. And I did almost mark out in front of my client when I did see who made a little bit of a debut. Now, I only saw moments of it, but can you explain to me? He's doing the dance. If you guys are on the audio version of this, he's doing the dance. But somebody did swing in to Raw tonight. Can you tell me a little bit more about a dancing Mike?
Yeah, buddy, we got Dana Brooke on Raw. I'm so excited. And it's Dana and Emma, and it's Evil Emma, and they're attacking Becky, and Becky's going to have to find a friend. That friend's going to be Sasha or Paige, and either one I'm okay with. And Sorg, hashtag Divas Revolution, hashtag Women's Wrestling, hashtag the NXT's really suck dry now.
Oh, I'm enjoying NXT Impact, but other than that, no,
I mean the women's division.
Oh, the women's division. Well, you got to ask.
Unless we see Angelina Love and Rain Velvet Sky.
I don't even know if that would be too great right now. There's a lot of talent that they could bring in, but
although the beautiful people getting their asses kicked by Asuka would be awesome.
This is just an off comment, and I hope we will move on from here. But I think NXT has a lot of talent that they're not utilizing yet, between the Tessa Blanchards and the Deonna Purrazzo, who had from everything I saw, it looked like they had a tremendous match with Britt Baker this past weekend in IWC and did great things other places. Yes, in front of the show, Deonna. I think it's just time for them to kind of crank a few of them up, and I think they'll be just okay.
You know what? If I had to guess who the next one would be, that would not have been my guess.
No, honestly, and she's the one. I'm just saying there's a lot of that. There's a lot of those girls there that have been getting squashed by Nia Jax for, could be propped up in the next week's when they're done just having Asuka kick their heads off. But anyways, great stuff. Once again, we're back to there's a sub storyline of divas, and I have to get out of that. And we're still calling them divas. I'm still calling them divas. The women, women wrestlers, and I think that's great to see that is a bigger thing than it has been even amongst the Divas Revolution or whatever we called it.
Yeah, and I mean it's not the greatest storyline in the world, but it's a second story, and it's doing things. Like the fact that they're debuting Emma means that they're using this as legs.
Exactly. And again, stuff carries over, and I'm glad to see that continuing to develop. I lost my transition because there was something else that happened as far as secondary storylines, it's no Goldango,
but it's about on the level as Japanese shampoo commercial.
Yeah, I guess there's that too.
Or oh no, someone spilled coffee on Kane.
I don't know. There's something that's just so Goldango is my guilty pleasure on Raw right now.
I wish we got so more. Bad for Tyler Breeze.
I wish we got more. I also hope this turns around into Tyler Breeze and Fandango.
I think that's where they're going with it.
That makes more sense than Golden Truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be in a feud with the Social Outcasts, and that job card, the jobber card, is going to be full, and it'll be fantastic.
Right. So when Fandango and Tyler Breeze join up, what is their tag name?
Goldango.
I think it's going to be Fandangus.
Fandango.
Dango? No. That's a little too close to Django.
Point.
Yes.
Well, let us know what you think the Fandango Tyler Breeze simply Dango? No.
Or
Anyways,
I mean, it could just be Beautiful Fandango, which is a thing.
Beautiful Fandango. I like it.
I mean, that is a thing, like in culture. So it could just be that.
They could really get weird.
Yes, it could. Also, Sorg, I know we got a little bit of this on SmackDown, but this made its Raw debut. Are you ready to make Darren Young great again?
I didn't get to see any of this.
I
didn't finish. It evades me. I didn't finish SmackDown, so I didn't catch this. I thought it was some weird meme that happened this last week, and apparently it was in the section I didn't watch on Raw tonight. What is happening with Darren Young?
Well, Darren Young wants a life coach, and Darren Young is talking to the camera with a blue screen background, and he's saying, "You were here for me all this time, and I never realized it, and I need a life coach." And then it just pans to Bob Backlund, and Bob Backlund says, "I'll be your wrestling coach."
Oh my!
And Darren Young said, "No, actually, wrestling, I'm pretty good. I need a life coach." And Backlund says, "Well, here's your first lesson: wrestling is life." And then it just says, "Make Darren Young great again."
Oh my!
It's the best.
Is it like a throwback to when Bob Backlund was running for president?
I hope so. And and can I say, they're doing a fake Donald Trump gimmick with the person least likely in WWE that Donald Trump would ever want to be associated with, an African American man who is also a homosexual. Perfect. The only way this will be better is if they joined up with the Puerto Rican boys.
For some reason.
Or for some reason we just brought back Daivari for the hell of it.
Oh, jeez.
Like if it's Bob Backlund and Daivari teaching Darren Young how to be great.
People are having fun putting these side storylines together again, I'm noticing. Are you seeing this? I mean, like somebody with a sense of humor finally has a pencil in it for Raw, and they're letting
you know who it is, right?
Is Freddie Prinze Jr. back?
It's Dewey Foley.
Seriously?
I'm guessing. I don't know. I mean, that's the only person I've known who has gotten the job.
Like everything that we're hearing like this, do we think just like Mick Foley is feeding it to us? You know what would be great? If like this is just something like, what if Bob Backlund was like a life coach for Darren Young?
That's something we would come up with about 3 hours into a rant on something we hated about Raw.
Yeah, it feels like it, but doesn't it feel like something like Mick Foley would come up with?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Dewey may be the second coming of the Foley humor.
Mm-hmm.
The Foleys are going to be the new dynasty in pro wrestling here, with as much as they're getting involved with things. And
hashtag blame Dewey.
And yeah, okay. I'm writing that down so I don't forget that one. But between that and Noelle seems to have a pretty interesting sense of humor as well.
Well, I mean, I hear she's fond of clowns.
I understand that's a thing too.
That's a reference, yeah. Although if they make her the Harley Quinn of WWE, I'd be on board.
Well, okay.
And an affiliation toward clowns, you can bring back Doink, but make it like Dark Doink.
It's just Chris Jericho again.
Yes, absolutely. It's just Jericho.
Where'd Chris go? I don't know.
Or
I don't know, but we got Doink.
Randy Orton needs a gimmick when he comes back.
Where's Randy?
No, that's a Deadpool gimmick.
It's different
Where's Randy?
No. That's a different podcast. That's where's Ray?
Yeah.
Oh, where's Doink?
Where's Francis?
Where's Francis? What?
We're looking for a lot of people.
There's a lot of mystery in pro wrestling. Mike, I'm glad that you've helped me figure out the mysteries of pro wrestling. And when is a elimination tag not an elimination tag when Samoans are involved, apparently. Also,
we're getting the Fatal 4-Way.
We are getting a Fatal 4-Way. We had a lot of build with that. This is the most complex built Fatal 4-Way. Zack Ryder does not get does not get the nod.
It's okay though.
It is.
He's still in the mix.
He's in the conversation, and that's great. He's added another 3 years to his career, and good for him. He's not going to get Rybacked.
Well, I mean, I don't think he was in danger of that anyway.
No.
Because
Absolutely.
he doesn't seem to have as high of an opinion of himself as Ryback. He also doesn't hurt people.
If you can tell, if you can tell, like between Zack Ryder's tweets and even the video show he used to do, Zack Ryder is in on his own joke. I mean, geez, he was making fun of the fact that he was at catering, for so long. Like he turned that into a thing, and I don't know. Unfortunately, Sandow couldn't do the same thing. But hey,
and you know what? Honestly, I think if Zack Ryder did get fired, I think he would have considered his WWE career an overwhelming success.
Absolutely.
He got to win a title in a ladder match at a WrestleMania.
Between that and everything else he's been involved in, from being an edgehead to the U.S. run to being involved in a John Cena angle, like that, Zack Ryder's been doing fine. Zack Ryder is greater than Coco Beware. Zack Ryder will be in the Hall of Fame for being Zack Ryder, and he deserves it.
Zack Ryder's Hall of Fame package is just going to be a supercut of all the Long Island IZ episodes.
But man, oh man, I can't wait for his feud with Johnny Mundo and Lucha Underground. Or Sandow's.
He can call himself the Long Beach IZ.
I don't know. Rumor is season 3 is filming, so I don't know what, maybe Sandow will be the other undercover cop. I don't know. Well, that'd be amazing.
Oh my God. Do you think they filmed who the big bad is?
I have no idea.
Oh, if Sandow's the big bad, like El Presidente de Lucha.
I just see him in the shades. He's just like this Colombian drug lord type character.
God.
This is a whole other podcast, but anyways, that's
Joseph. I know you don't watch this one. We're gonna tag you in it. This is gold.
We're gonna
gold, Jerry. Gold.
Gotta bring it up. I'll try to remember to tag him on the Facebook post for this. But well, thank you so much. This has been your very offbeat Raw wrap up. Mad Mike, the Kips. What?
How many hours of Raw do you think were watchable?
Oh, well, the 2 hours plus that I watched was very watchable, and I have a feeling I will speculate a 2.5 hour watchable tonight. There's nothing I saw that I hated tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go about 2.5 hours too. I didn't really need to see that long of a Ziggler Corbin match.
Ooh, yeah, that was probably the biggest drawback. It was like, again.
Yeah, it's like they said that it was going to they're finally gonna sell this. Like these guys have had matches, and Ziggler's won. Like they were basically saying, "Oh, Corbin's finally gonna get a win, Michael."
So forgive me, I was distracted because I found random best of AJ style DVDs and Night of Superstars with Tommy Dreamer and Rhino from last year. I'm like, why are these not in cases for us to sell at a table? Best Dalton Castle, IndieWrestling.us. There you go. All that is available. And we got our plugs in. Mad Mike, Poughkeepsie, New York. Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitters. You can tell him what you think about his opinions.
Yes.
He also does a live tweet. Normally, if there's a contrarian opinion on the Mayhem Show Twitter account, it's probably him. I love waking up on Wednesday or Thursday morning and seeing the ats and seeing the angry ats because you said something about Impact Wrestling to somebody that didn't like it. It's very, very interesting. Or our good friends as they're becoming like Ethan Carter. We should actually ask Ethan Carter if he'd like to interview since he's been conversing with us for a while and he's out there.
I would love, absolutely. I would cancel work I would make little children cry by not giving them toys to interview Ethan Carter.
Well,
I
you
think
never
you
know.
would agree with that.
We better get him before he gets involved with this war with WWE. But anyways, at Sorgatron here in Pittsburgh, WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Go check out a bunch of stuff, including, hey, I had actually got a chance to have a discussion last week with Bruno Sammartino, the man himself, as they were dedicating a sign with Andy Warhol and some guy named Dan Marino, who was also a part of that, some discussion there last week. I got a selfie with Dan Marino.
Did you ask him if he had any more of that gum?
No, I didn't. I was getting
a little too personal. I
was getting a selfie to send to my Bills fan in-laws. So because I troll on it.
Hey, if I ever get a selfie of Troy Aikman, I'll send that picture to you so you can forward it to them. Because they're not big Cowboys fans up in Buffalo.
They're not big Cowboys fans in Pittsburgh either.
Shh.
We kind of lost the Super Bowl to them too.
Yeah, I know, but you've won 6.
One for the thumb.
Exactly.
And anyways, that's enough of that. WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. Let us know what you thought about how many hours watchable Raw was tonight. I'll get that question right sometime. See you guys next time. Keep it raw.